just jumping on real quick. I know it's been a while, but I have been busy. So, I hope you're having a good summer so far. It's been a hot, sticky, wet, mosquito infested summer, but I have gotten some work done out in the yard, off and on. And I didn't realize just how much little things start adding up. And normally I take care of things right away, because one of the things that I've learned with my mental health is that when I put things off, it creates anxiety. I have these little I used to have these little messages that went through my head that said, what's wrong with you? Why can't you do more? Why isn't that done yet? Look at that mess. What are people gonna think? And then I found out, oh gosh, Marie, oh gosh darn, how could I forget her name? Oh, she had a book out before she started talking about getting rid of things that don't bring you joy. I believe it was her that also had a big following for taking care of your schedule to reduce stress. I believe it was her. Also, there was a Franklin, I think it was called the Franklin Day Planner, that helped professionals, especially. They used to have seminars with their day planners. Oh, they had some extravagant day planners. One of my ex-husbands used to use that for his practice. It really helped. And that was back before computers were so handy for scheduling. Now you can get apps to do all that for you, to keep track of that kind of thing. So anyway, what I found out is that being a list maker and checking things off feels wonderful. So I've been doing that for many, many years. And sometimes my to-do list gets way too long, and I have to use my ability to slow down, take a breath, and recognize that nobody cares about that to-do list but me. Nobody. Nobody on the planet, thank goodness, cares about my to-do list, because I've been in business for myself for some time, and so I don't have anyone that I need to answer to. Thank goodness. I like that. I like that very much. Also, I found out that when I prioritize, I have a way, when the list gets overwhelming, I have a way to make 3 columns, priority 1, 2, and 3. Things that need to get done because other people do care, or there's an expiration on the project, like food storage. If a plant is going to die before I get it in the ground, if I need to make phone calls, I put those on the priority 1. most phone calls to me can't wait. I don't like the feeling of keeping people waiting. Where is I have a lipstick that would make my lips not look quite so orange or pink, since I'm wearing orange. Here's this. Maybe this will help. Yeah, that worked. Extreme Plump. I'm sure this is another Temu lipstick. Oh, thank goodness for Temu. I was never real big into makeup until that whole Temu thing. And I could just buy all kinds of things and experiment. It's what got me out of wearing liquid eyeliner. I think that was a suggestion from one of you. So when I found Temu and that comment about the same time, I thought, why not order some pencils? Big deal. I like input. Anyway, so one of the things that I did today, since it was, the heat index is crazy, is I got some phone calls off my list. There are a couple more things I need to do on that list, but this day went so fast. So I have to get on with an appointment I have later. One of the hi Pop, hi baby. You wanna jump? You wanna jump up and say hi? Frankie. Anyway. Jump. Come on, baby. Good boy. Your mama's good boy. Oh, hi, honey. Yeah, you've been digging out in the yard, I can tell. He's such a little savage. Yes. So, I was just going to share a little bit about that whole list, stressful list thing. Because when I learned how to calm down and have that priority list, it really did help a lot. Because I can be kind of a high energy, intense personality, especially when things aren't in line. I grew up as a kid with a personality where it was black and white and right and wrong. It's just part of my personality. That wasn't child abuse. But then when I grew up with that there were consequences if the unseen wasn't forecasted for, that probably is part of the repercussions of growing up with child abuse. Is you better be ready. You better be ready. Yes, that was very important, to be ready. And it was a hard habit to break. It was a very difficult habit to break. I hope that the way to make that list is helpful to any of you. It's a great way to experiment with being in control of your anxiety level. I know it was for me. Before I started on the journey of recovery, I just thought, not only was I right about everything and everything was critical, I also didn't think there was ever something that could be done about high anxiety. I thought it was just, basically a curse. But I can tell you, the more I have worked with my own recovery, my own mental health, the more emotionally stable I have become. And that's really awesome because it also has helped me be helpful to others. And I love that feeling. I love that feeling. I love being helpful to others. I can tell you that there are a lot of people who, even if you make good suggestions to experiment with, people will fight it because I think it's almost a human thing that addicts are particularly stubborn with, and that is, I will figure this out for myself. For instance, I'm going to make a list and I'm going to beat dragons to get it done now that I've been challenged and someone else wasn't able to do it. I'm going to prove that I can. Or it'll be, well, instead of making a priority list of 3 columns, I'll make 2 or 6 or whatever. And it's kind of funny because I remember what that was like. So stubborn. I was always the one to make these decisions to save our family or to get out of trouble, create and invent, organize and control, execute the plans. And it would feel so good when I was right, or even if I skinned my knees executing the plan, if it worked somehow, even if it wasn't best for everyone, I felt good. Like, victory. I didn't have a way to recognize that when I'm overwhelmed with my to-do list, I'm not my best self. So I'm shorter with others, even at work. I can admit that. And that's not fair. I can do it with my spouse, sponsees, neighbors. Sometimes it just also keeps us up anxiety, even if it's not heavy anxiety. It's not butter. It's not smooth, like when things truly are calm and wouldn't it be cute if your ears were up all the time? See, I miss moments like this when I'm anxious. I have to constantly be on the move when I'm anxious. One of the things that I do with my mascara that makes some people go, oh, your eyelashes are so beautiful, is once I put that first coat on, I load up the wand and then I poke it, squeeze it in between the lower lashes. I don't pull it all the way out to the ends because I don't want my ends to clump. But I just poke it in there and wiggle it around so it gets as much stuck in there as possible. Okay, I don't need a lot of makeup today. Just going with the girls. And I'm so pale, I don't want them thinking I'm sick again. I don't want them to think that I'm not healthy. I love that they worry about me sometimes. I guess because I'm the old one in the group. And they want to know I'm going to be around for a while. And I love that. And I appreciate them. So I don't want to go grouchy. I've taken care of it's going to be so hot and humid out. Maybe I'll leave my hair up. And then take it down just before I leave. I don't know. I've got a little bit of time to eat before I go. Where is my brush? Maybe I'll just take a little hair out so I don't look like a skinhead. Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope y'all are having a good day. I hope you're not letting the heat get to you. I was getting a little cabin fever recently, so I knew I had to exercise a little bit more. Got on the floor and did some stretches, and just a few minutes on my trampoline. I have just not felt like working out at all. Been walking the dogs before it gets too hot, but not long walks. It's just too hot. But I got out we had 2 days in a row that were pretty darn nice out, and the humidity was lower than it has been, and I got some yard work done. I mean, some serious yard work done. I still have 2 more days that I'd like to be out there moving some heavy stuff. Hopefully I'll get some help. I don't know who, but I'll figure that out. It's on the list. It's on the nobody gives a crap except me, column 3. But it's something I would enjoy doing. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Bye for now.